I'm just going to kind of chill.
Welcome to Let Freedom Ring. We just want to address two things real quick. R.I.P. Christine McVie from Fleetwood Mac, one of my all-time favorite singers. Really sad about that. But we're also praying for Bill Munson, who's a teacher at Nashua High School South, who's also my college roommate and childhood friend. Bill, we're praying for you and we're thinking of you. But my guest this week, Britni Daman. Britni, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Glad to have you.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah. Well, let's get to know you a little bit. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
So I'm from Merrimack, Nashua. Kind of grew up in the area. Local, I guess.
Awesome. Now, we talked about this off air. Did you finish it at Merrimack, or did you end up going to Nashua, like for high school, or?
Yes, I was the first graduating class of North.
Okay.
So I was like the split. We did the 2 years at South, when it was even South. And then we moved over to Nashua High, and then we were the first graduating class for North in 05.
Very cool. I have to say, I graduated in 03. So it was very awkward where we were at the North campus. Everything's brand new. Still the Panthers, but everything says Titans, and it's only juniors and seniors.
Yep.
It was just very, weird.
The transition was weird, especially it was like when we were at Fairgrounds. I went to Fairgrounds. When we were freshmen, we were the Panthers, but everything else around us was, I think, the Falcons.
Oh, that's right, because it was junior high.
We were junior high then, so we weren't split yet. So then all of a sudden, when we got to South, or Nashua, I guess South Nashua High at that time still, we were still the Panthers, but we were transitioning into the Titans. So when we actually got to Nashua North, everything was the Titans. But the transition was it was kind of all over the place. It was fun. It was an experience. We got 2 different schools, and we got to kind of make history. It was fun.
No, it was really cool. And they had to. I went to Nashua High before they started, and you were there too, so you had to use some of the building, and that needed to go.
Yeah, a lot needed to be done. A lot got done while we were there. We had a lot of fun. We went to parts of the building we weren't supposed to hang out. It was like we were just kids in the Breakfast Club. We just ran around all the time. There was no rhyme or reason to what we were doing. So when we got to North, it was crazy. It was such a difference.
Cameras,
yeah, it was like a lockdown. It was just a change for us. But I mean, it was fun. It was a whole new school, a different experience, and a lot of other, I guess, a lot more people, a lot of different people that we didn't get to be with because we were secluded for a while.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. It was fun.
No, what a time. It's crazy because now we're looking at that's almost 20 years ago. The time has moved fast.
Gosh, what's 2022? So 3 years.
Yeah.
It'll be 25, so that'll be. Oh, damn!
Yeah, I know.
20 years.
Trust me, I'll be 20 years removed in June of this year from high
20
school.
20 years removed.
Yeah. So, but I want to ask this: what are 3 things that everybody should know about you?
Oh, here it is. Well, I have, like we were talking about, I have this weird obsession with crime documentaries. I don't know what it is. I guess I just kind of like to pick the brains of people. I like to see why people do the things they do, not really so much what it is they do. Gosh, I have 2 cats, Mick and Mac. They're tabbies. I don't want to say they're rescues because they're not, but I guess I rescued them from a couple who couldn't really care for them anymore. So I had asked Michael if we could have them on Memorial Day weekend, and he doesn't remember saying yes, but he did say yes to it. So here we are with these 2 cats, and now he's warming up to them, and they're my best friends, and they're part of the family. So
awesome. That,
and then I guess I'll go with I have a 14-year-old daughter, and her name is Haley, and she is a dancer, and she's on student council. She's an all-around pretty good kid. I can't complain.
Awesome.
Fingers crossed that it doesn't come back at me. But there it is.
Now with the crime doc, do you watch Investigation Discovery?
I used to. Every once in a while, I'll pop back and forth. I do that chapter on YouTube. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Okay, I have not. No.
This guy's awesome. He's got this English accent or Irish accent. I don't even know exactly what it is, but he's so funny. He does half hour to 45 to an hour episodes of crime documentaries, but I usually do him. And Investigation Discovery. Sometimes I'll go back and forth, but I don't like the narration sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm picky on voices.
Yes,
Yeah.
sometimes it just doesn't sit well with me. I have to kind of, I guess, mesh with whoever is narrating it.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I'll bypass a whole bunch of stuff if I don't like it. I'm like, no thanks. If it's dubbed, I can't do it. I don't like it. But with Investigation Discovery, sometimes I'll click on it if it's interesting and if it's up to date. I'm very picky with the dates too. I can't do anything that's like 10 plus years old. I like the more recent stuff.
Oh yeah, see like what's going out there. Like I used to love the show Disappeared, which is I don't want anybody to disappear, but obviously I used to watch that. But they changed the narrator. I don't like them. I am curious, and I do definitely think that Michael McLeod, I believe from like they need to do one on him because that's someone that's missing that we still haven't found. You know?
He was, I believe, Michael said that was his college roommate.
Yeah,
he went to school with him in his younger years. Well, they used to play basketball or something together at Hester, I think. So Michael knows him.
Yeah, he told me that, and I was like, yeah, someone's got to do something. They should do an episode on him and get it out there even more on the wide.
It's really sad they don't do much about it anymore. They every once in a while something will get posted about it, or someone will talk about it and say, hey, by the way, they're still missing, like April Bailey.
Yeah.
It's April, right? It's one of the. I think it's April Bailey.
Yeah.
One of the Bailey sisters. I'm sorry if I have it wrong, but I think it's April Bailey. She's still missing. She just went outside to take her trash out.
Yeah.
And then just up and vanished, like nobody knows. And it was all around the same time. And there was something, I want to say maybe TikTok or YouTube or something that was kind of following it. Like some lady was closely following it, and there was all of these speculations and ideas and stories of a serial killer. But no one's ever going to know because nothing really ever really.
I hate when I watch these and they go, well, people have the right to go missing. I go, that I've seen that a lot of times in ones where they go to the police.
Oh, okay,
and
yes,
like,
yeah.
They don't have to tell you where they're going, but it's like, I was watching something the other night and they're like, she takes seizure medication. We have her medication. She wouldn't just go. She has to take this every day.
What am I watching now? I want to say, is it The Killing Fields that I'm watching?
Texas Killing Fields?
No, yes.
on Netflix?
Yes, I'm in the middle of watching that
Okay,
now.
I
I want to
watched
say
that.
maybe that's what I was watching when they said it, but they said something like if they're like addicted to drugs or an alcoholic or something, they really don't care to touch base upon filing a missing persons report because they're like, oh well. They're on a bender or something or whatever, so they'll come back. Don't worry about it, they'll come back. But it's like, no, like that's not how you approach it. And I get it, like they have a right to go missing, but you also have a right to be like, hey, red flag, please. Like, that's help.
Yeah, you're gonna get frustrated watching that when you finish that documentary.
I think I'm on second episode, almost finished with it, so. No.
It's a frustrating one.
Oh, great.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'm prepared. Thanks. I'm prepared.
I do want to ask this. This is the big question. Let Freedom Ring. We ask every guest. What does it mean to you to be an American?
Well, I'm from New Hampshire, so as we say, live free or die. We all have the freedom and the option and the ability to love who we want, be who we want. I can voice what I want. I can own a gun if I want, if I'm able to. I don't have to worry about wanting to vote. It's just living free, or not live free or die, but I can live free, and I can kind of just it's freedom. Yeah. We're all here for the same thing, the American dream. We have opportunities. We have, for the most part, most of us are blessed with houses, with food, with all of the things that we need to survive. Not everybody does, but we're just land of the free, home of the brave.
Yeah, I agree. It's opportunity. We don't all start the same spot.
Nope.
But there's opportunity. I mean, I even looked at what's going on with the Irani soccer team for the World Cup. These guys are afraid to go home because they did a protest, against their government because of the killing of this 22-year-old woman by the moral police of Iran, or whatever they're called. And they didn't sing the national anthem. And now they could be jailed. Their families have already been threatened. And then they lost. And it's like, do these guys want to go home? Probably not. We've had people demonstrate protests on a big game like that. We had the women's team. They don't have to worry about their families or coming home because you know what? We're allowed to do that. Mm-hmm. So I like that answer. Now I want to talk about this. You just had a really cool experience. This is what, about a month ago now?
Yes, actually, I'm gonna go ahead. Keep talking.
You went to Sober Worlds, but I think there's more of an official name. Am I?
Yes, so it's Clean and Sober National Softball Association. Sorry if I make a noise here, but I think Dan wanted to see this, and I should
Yeah, we
have.
definitely want to show this off.
Okay, sorry, I should have thought about this beforehand. Okay, so yeah, Clean and Sober National Softball Association. It's not super big around here, and I know Foster was talking about it on, I think, Bring It's podcast.
He's been on my show about it too.
Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't familiar, but yeah, he's trying to get it more familiarized and more
So we want to get that, Justin. That's
popular
the ring,
around here.
the ring that was won. And we're going to talk about this.
It's
Do I have it upside down?
you sure do.
Yeah, well, we'll edit that later. No. All right, but no, very cool. I want to know about this a little bit. So what exactly is, like you said, it's not big around here. I'm just going to say Sober Worlds because that's a longer
That's fine.
one to
That's
say.
literally all. That's fine. Sober Worlds is the same thing.
And I've talked to Foster. There's not like a lot of sober like leagues right now, but that's something he'd like to see. But what exactly is Sober Worlds?
So basically, it was, I guess, a lot. From what I heard, it was a lot smaller this year because of the.
Oh, I'm just gonna. Oh, I think we put it away.
I can take it right back out if you need to.
There we go. Oh, he wants you to wear it.
Me? Oh my gosh.
Oh, hold it up. There we go. We don't have a lot of world champions on the show, so we definitely want to get that. But anyways, you were saying, yeah, what exactly is it?
So from what I heard, it was, like I said, it was a lot smaller than it was in the past years because of the hurricane that was.
I want to talk about that. Yeah.
Gosh. So it's pretty much teams from all across the United States. We had California, I think, like Montana, Massachusetts, us, like New Hampshire, everywhere. There was Texas, maybe. I don't even remember. It was such an experience. I can't even recall all the places that were there. But it's just people who are clean and sober who, as a team, come together. You know, some are league teams, some are tournament teams, just like around here, but they're clean and sober. And we go to Florida. We play at the Space Coast Center. And we fight. And we play. And it's the same kind of thing around there as it is here with tournaments. It's just we're clean and sober.
And there was a lot of people that went from New Hampshire.
We had a football team of people.
I saw
Foster
the picture. I was like, wow.
recruited so many people, and for the fact that all of you guys made it down there that were able to, I didn't realize there were that many people. Like, I was blown away. And with what Foster did all around was just amazing. Like, I couldn't even imagine putting that together. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was amazing how many people down there are. I mean, I expected a good amount, but there were a lot of people down there that were clean and sober, like a lot. And it was great. It was a great feeling.
And it's good. It seems like he was incorporating everybody, which is really cool.
Yep.
But you guys ran into something right off the bat. I want to talk about this. Flights are canceled. I talk to Mike, your boyfriend Michael Schultz, almost every day, and he's like, "Where you got to make this drive now?" What is that drive? I've done it one time. I would never do it again. What's that drive like with a bunch of softball players?
So let's start off with I was the only female. So I was with a bunch of guys. It was great. It was a great time because they were all great people. So it was Foster driving, then Mitch in the passenger seat. I think maybe 10 or maybe 12 hours, and I forget exactly. They switched. And then we had Kyle Hamill, and then Sean Rand, and then we had TB, and then I had Michael and Deus. I'm sorry, Deus was up front at first, and then we had Mitch in the back, and Michael was sitting with him. I was going to sit in the back row too, but I ended up sitting. I probably shouldn't even be saying this. I was sat in a rocking chair in the back
Oh, really?
on the way down because
It's like an SUV?
It was. He rented a big, or he didn't rent from his facility. He had like a cargo van.
Oh, okay.
So I think he took out like a row of seats, and there was everyone's stuff that was in there, like our bags. I brought a whole thing of snacks for everybody to go down with. Like I packed snacks, so everyone was able to eat on the way down there. But poor Sean was on the ground trying to get comfortable. TB's falling asleep in the chair. Kyle's falling asleep trying to do his glove and stuff. Michael can't even get comfortable in the back seat. Poor Foster's just driving, dealing with all of us. At some point, we stopped a couple times. We stopped at like Wawa's, and everyone was all excited at Wawa's. A bunch of rest stops we stopped at to get food. So at some point, Mitch ended up driving, and he got caught in part of the storm.
Oh no!
So Foster goes, "Everybody buckle up. I'm getting a little bit nervous here." He's like, I care about you guys. Just buckle up. So here we're all buckled up and driving through like this whiteout. It's just all foggy and rainy, and yeah, that was a fun time. But it was a great experience. That was always been on my bucket list, was to drive down, like take a road trip somewhere, more than like 2 hours, like go somewhere. And we didn't get much sleep. We got a little bit of sleep. It was, if I did my math correctly, we got like not even 24 hours of sleep the whole week, or the whole 5 days or whatever it was that we were there. Like that drive down really, really messed with us. Like it was uncomfortable. It was long. It was great, but it was just a different experience. So once we got to Florida, I think we had to go right to test bats. So we went straight to testing bats, and the stadium is an hour away from where we were staying. So then we have another hour drive. So when we got home, we got clean, showered, unpacked, and we think we got food or something. I don't even remember. We had to get up so early and leave to go play, because I think we had like our first game was like the crack of dawn. It was so early. Right? So we had to travel an hour plus, because we wanted to warm up a little bit. So everyone was just on this constant cycle of no sleep. Like football team no sleep all weekend. Like we were just running ragged. Yeah, it was crazy. So it took us a long time to kick back, but
that drive is pretty brutal. I did it once when my nephew was he might have been 2.5 or something. Every time he'd wake up and realize he was still in the car, he'd freak out. So it was like a crying baby or, toddler, whatever they are at that age. And I feel your pain there.
Lily's she's driving down with her mom and stuff in January. I'm like, have fun, kiddo. Mike was like, we just did it, have fun. Yeah. She's like, I get to drive down. I'm like, oh, you poor thing, I just did that. But hey, it's something off my bucket list. It was fun. And the people I went with, they made it a good time. So.
Do you guys play any games? Like, I know when I do those long trips, I like to make a list of all the license plates that I see. Anything like that going on?
I don't think we did. I think we kind of we talked a little bit here and there, and everyone kind of. TV was, working while he was out there. He was working. He was making new deals. He was slinging, tents or whatever, like pop-ups. I don't even know. He was doing all kinds of stuff. TV was being TV. So he got work done, but he didn't get much sleep. I really don't think. Michael, he kept quiet. I brought a book I didn't read. I tried to watch a movie, but it didn't work. Thank God for Foster, because he brought his mobile hotspot, so we could have the hotspot if we needed it. No, I think
suck it up and
I think we all
there.
just were kind of like, whatever. We all got to get down here. We don't have a choice. And if it wasn't for Foster, we wouldn't have got there.
Yeah.
We just wouldn't have got there.
He's like the dad almost of like this whole thing.
He was like dad.
Yeah.
Dad all weekend. Like everyone runs to Foster, but he was probably pulling his hair out when he got home. Like he was probably just like, what, I'm done.
Now, I want to talk about this. So, and we mentioned the women's team, very successful. They win the tournament. Who are some of the teammates on your team? And do you remember any of the teams that you played? We got a cheat sheet. We're good.
Well, yeah, because I was like, I'm not going to remember any of these teams. And if you ask me, there's no way I'm going to remember. So I played with Juju, Jordan Hillier, if no one knows, that's Juju. Yeah. Katie Nelson. She's great. First time I actually really met her and talked to her. Love her. She's so sweet. I played with Jamie Sexton. There was Molly Hamill.
Oh, Jamie, yes.
Nicole McCready. She was great.
She's got some questions for you too. Yeah.
I saw that. There was Deb Fuller. Who else was there? A couple people. There was Ashley and Alexis. I believe they were from like down south. Okay. We had some girl, Erin, who I think they call her West Coast because she's from California. Those girls can smash. Let me tell you. I've never seen. I don't see it that much around here. It's crazy. They can ball out. It was insane. Then there was this new girl, Adriana, I've never met. I think she's like from up north maybe. But yeah, we got Juju she's great. I can't praise her enough. She's the most fair coach I think I've ever played with. I didn't.
So she coached the team.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, in Foster, but
She has final
it
call.
was Juju's. It was Juju's team.
Okay.
I've never felt more welcome on a team. I've never felt more part of something, and I went into this not expecting to play a lot because I wasn't someone who I'm not a softball player. I play, but I'm not a softball player.
Well, you kind of are, though, at this point. Yeah.
Now, yes, and we'll get into that because I think somebody asked how I got into softball, so
Yeah.
we'll talk about that. But I haven't ever really, that's not my thing. So I didn't really have high expectations going in this, but Juju made sure that the few of us who didn't always get a chance. Oh, there was this other girl, Courtney, too. I don't know where she's from, but she plays very well, too, and she was great because she was one of the girls who we got to run sometimes if they needed a runner. And Juju always made sure that we got an at-bat. I think maybe the first game, there was maybe 1 or 2 games that, actually, I don't remember. But she was fair. Everyone always was in the game. There was, I don't think there was really a time, maybe but once that somebody wasn't in the game. And I don't think, I got a little hard on myself, but I don't think anybody else had a down moment. I think everyone is kind of meshed. We all got along. It was a great, team experience. It was, I praise her. She did a good job. She did a wonderful job.
All right, awesome. What now? What's the atmosphere like, and what's the feeling as, you get the feeling like, oh, we're about to win Worlds. Like, this is a pretty big deal. Like, what's that all like?
Oh God, it's exciting. I mean, just being a part of it is awesome. I was out there, but I wasn't fully out there all of the time, but it was still just surreal. It was like, wow, it happened. Like, we went undefeated. The teams that I've been part of and the leagues that we've played in and the teams that I've been part of have never really been that successful. So it was great to have a team. I mean, Renegades was great a couple of years ago. We did very, very well. But this team was totally different. Like, it was just a welcoming, warming, fun atmosphere. Like, it was just great. I don't even know how to explain it. I can't even remember half the game. I was just so excited, and I was just so into it. I can't even explain it.
No, that's awesome. And everybody felt like, was there a big celebration? Like, so you win, is everybody like storming the field? Is it one of those moments, or is it just kind of like,
I think we all ran maybe and kind of just, I think we did. I think we all kind of ran together and we're all wicked excited about it. I know we were all screaming from the dugouts and we were all happy and excited, and the boys were always there rooting, cheering us on. So we always had a support system there. So there was definitely some sort of rooting and cheering and hollering going on.
All right.
And then the biggest thing was too is both teams get together after every game, win or lose. We all come together as one and say the Serenity Prayer in the middle.
Okay.
So that was a big thing too. After every game, like, you all come together as one, no matter how you do. Men did it, mixed did it, women's did it. You're a unit. You're unified. It was kind of cool.
Awesome.
It was a different experience.
That's one of my favorite things about the church league too, is like coming together
And
after.
praying.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
praying.
one of my favorite.
That's not even a word.
Yeah,
Praying.
praying. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I gotta ask this. This is a tough one, but if you had to pick for Rock Bottom, do you have a women's MVP and a men's MVP that you witnessed that weekend?
Oh boy.
I know this is a tough one. People hate to answer these questions.
I mean, so Alexis and Ashley, they didn't play for Rock Bottom for mixed. They had other teams that they played with, but both those girls, they balled out. And I'm gonna keep saying that because they did. Them and then Aaron. I have 3 for the women because they were just crazy.
That's fair.
Don't make me choose because everybody.
You can have multiple picks.
Everybody just I can't. They all did so well. Nicole, I mean, she pitches like I've never seen her.
Yeah, she pitches quite a bit. I've never actually. I might have seen her only pitch once, but yeah.
I think before this, I've seen her pitch the Tatas.
Yeah.
My goodness, she was on fire. Like all day. They went, I think, almost to the end.
Would she play for Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
good job, Jim. Nice team. Jerk.
Would you say anybody that stuck out for the men's team? You could even be a couple people.
I mean, it's tough because we didn't always get a chance to watch the men's. We did a few times. I mean, Jeff Feeney, he played very well.
Yeah.
He had a real good time down there. He played very well.
He's an up and coming player.
He
gets brought up in discussions a lot now.
He's getting there. I give him a lot of credit. He played very, very well down there. Men's is tough. I can't.
Okay.
It's tough. I mean, Jeff was on my team for mixed, so I saw him play more. I didn't really get to see many of the other games. I saw a lot of.
When you got all these teams going at one time,
there was a lot of walking in between. So sometimes we didn't. I mean, all the men played well. I can't really pick one. I didn't pay attention much to really.
That's fair.
I don't know.
You got your own stuff going on.
It was a lot, man. It was a lot.
All right, very cool. Oh.
I will say.
Yeah.
I am going to give Jeremy Brown credit, though.
Okay.
It was his first U-Trip tournament ever, he said, and he pitched very well.
Really?
So I'm going to give him credit for that. I want to give him a shout out to that because going into sober worlds.
It ain't Nashua. You're going to Florida to play. So.
He got asked I guess last minute, and he played very well. He pitched very well. I was surprised. I was his catcher, and he just all the time it was great. I mean, first couple times he had to adjust, and the kind of talked to him and told him how to adjust.
He's usually like an ASA.
ASA, yeah. So, but he adjusted, he listened, and he did very well. So there's that.
All right, awesome. Now I want to get into fan questions because you have a bunch.
Don't ask that first.
First one from Nick Flanders, and I'm not sure if this. I think this is like an inside joke, so you'll have to let me know. I need to know why you like knobs. He's talking about doorknobs. What is
the base?
Nick?
The softball, the knob on the end of the softball bat. I forget what happened.
Okay.
It's not appropriate to talk about on air because it was stupid. It was
okay.
I think somebody was bending over on accident and it hit somebody's butt.
Okay.
I don't even know exactly. It was a stupid joke.
Nick's an umpire in our league, so I expect him being appropriate when he sends these questions.
Yeah. Funny. Of course he would ask.
I do like those. I don't have them on my bat, but they are kind of cool.
Those, yeah.
Michael Schultz had a GIF that just said it's about to go down. So I think he was really excited.
Yeah, I guess he's. Yeah. I guess he's anxious to see what's going to go down on the show tonight.
Now Nicole McGrady, we brought her up. She has two questions. I'm going to ask the first one first.
Sure.
What? And I'm curious too. And I think I know, but let's ask the question.
Okay.
What first got you into softball, and what is your favorite position to play?
Michael got me into softball, so I never played softball in my life.
Did you start? Is that like 2015, 2016 that you started actually playing?
What's the year? 22, so 15, 16. So no, because I hung out for a couple years.
Okay.
I was kind of like team mom for the buddies and kind of just hung around for a bit. I tried to play here and there, but I couldn't figure it out. So I think maybe 2017, 18-ish, maybe, that I fully started playing and getting into things.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think it's right around that time. So.
And favorite position?
Well, I like being out in right field when I'm not picked on, and if I could catch a ball, because it's just, I like to be out there. Don't put me anywhere else, because my God, I'm atrocious. But I play catcher, so those are my only two places I go. So, I mean, I guess either or.
Yeah, okay.
Either or.
I don't mind being catcher, honestly. I don't mind it.
No, I don't mind it, but sometimes people got to remember that, I'm still, I'm fresh to softball still, and I can't catch a ball when you're humming it at me. So if it's coming in 95 miles an hour, I'm getting out of the way.
There's throws to home that I go, what were you thinking on that, guys? There's certain people that, even when it could be the best player, right? And sometimes those throws are like, what were you thinking on that? It's
like, I can't go that way. I'm not, what do you want? I don't even know. So yeah, sometimes I'm just like, I love to be there, but there's probably somebody else who, come and cover me, or someone else can be there. I'd love to play more and write if I could figure it out, but I can't. I gotta figure it out. I gotta work on it, I guess.
Hey, we got all winter.
I know. We got it.
What's one thing for you you look for in a teammate that makes you say, I always want to play with them?
I guess just someone who is a team player, someone who is always, bringing the team up, always willing to help or to sit or to do whatever's in the best interest of the team, someone who's not going to be a Debbie Downer, kind of like I may have been a little bit when it's hard not to get down on yourself. So someone who is able to help people not get down on themselves, because that really changes the dynamic sometimes. Sometimes one's vibe will definitely just rub off and it will trickle down, and it can just turn things around and make it just not good.
Well, it's easy when the going's good to be positive. It's when the going gets tough. Those are the teammates that I go, who are the people that are not going to get, negative and rise above?
Yep.
Yep.
I've
I've been on teams like that where it's like, when we're winning, everything's good. When we're losing, not so good.
Yep. It's tough.
Mark Ferreira, and I don't want to, Mark, I don't want to address, it was a very odd question about childbirth. I think most adults understand that at this point, so I'm just going to say you got a shout out from
hey,
Mark.
Mark.
We don't hear from Mark very often these days, so he did comment.
He's too good for us. Whatever.
I don't think he played. I don't think I saw him once this year. From Angela Deshard, one of my favorite people.
That's my girl.
She has a long one, but says, Bish, I'm so proud of you. You are stronger than you ever know. You have been a huge supporter for me, and I appreciate you. I will always be here for you, but my question is, how has it been, what has been the best, most noticeable part of your sobriety so far?
So I think I've said this to a few people, but as cliche and as tacky as it might sound, I can see things a lot kind of clearer. I guess I can see my days better. I'm not waking up in a haze. I'm not feeling crappy. I'm not sluggish. I'm also kind of slowly realizing that if and when I do get confrontational, or I do get upset, or when I do kind of get mad, I'm learning to kind of just slowly let it go and slowly kind of be a little less, uptight about it, or I don't know exactly what I'm like. I'm trying to be a little bit more laid back. I'm not saying that I am, because I'm still working on a lot, but I'm noticing here and there are some times, even like at work, I'm kind of noticing just to like woosah a little bit more. It's easier. It was hard at first, kind of learning how to like cope with feeling again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, drinking, just some days when you had a bad day, softball was your outlet to go and kind of hang out, drink with your friends, and just it got to be too much, and the days turned into nights where I didn't want to get up the next day to go to work, so I would call out. I would put my job on the line, and now it's like I don't do that. I don't have to worry about explaining to my boss or making some reason up why I'm not coming into work, or why I wasn't in, or I don't know. It's just my days seem easier. I seem happier. I notice, I guess, a better quality of life in general. Happier for the most part. I mean, I'm human, so I'm still gonna have some bad days where I have a temper. I'm gonna have an attitude where I might snap. But I don't think I'm at that point anymore where I'm gonna go and charge someone on a softball field again, or I'm gonna, like I did to Michael. We drank just too much with our friends, and he picked on me in right field, and just something so simple. I got mad, so I ran after and yelled. Like, I was just yelling and screaming, just little things like that. I don't think that's how I handle things anymore. I'm learning not to be that way, because I don't drink. I see things differently. It's a long road. It hasn't even been a year yet, but it's something that I'm working on, and I'm proud to say I'm getting better.
No, we're all very proud of you. No, and alcohol can be one of those things where it's like, it's like throwing gasoline on a fire.
I've said that so many times. I mean, I'm proud of Michael too, because the beginning was a little bit more tough for him. But I've always said that, like, stop throwing gas on a fire, like you're fueling the fire, or stop poking the bear, like, stop. I've always, that's what it is. Just everything just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Nothing goes out, nothing gets solved. Everything just, it grows and it grows and it grows. And like I was just saying the other day, it's like a soda bottle. You get so shook up, all of a sudden something's just gonna open your cap or pop your top, and you're gonna explode everywhere. And I don't want that. Nobody wants that.
No. I always read one other thing too, was that alcohol, if you're feeling a certain way, say you are depressed or whatever, it's putting a Band-Aid on a situation without actually confronting the situation.
You're hiding it. You're hiding from it. Essentially, you're burying it. Is it gone the next morning when you wake up, or does it still exist?
The issues are still there.
Exactly, they're still there because you're not touching base upon it. You're not fixing the problem. You're just masking how you feel because you don't want to deal with it. And that's the thing. Learning how to deal with it, I think, has been the hardest part for me and Michael. Is like learning to feel different things, learning to, we've seen, or we can see things a lot differently now. We kind of notice how some people are, how some people that we used to kind of be close with, we see things differently because we used to just drink with them, so we only saw them in one light. Now that we see in a different light, it's like, okay, well, that's not how it is anymore.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. From Joe Kappa, a buddy of mine, this is a great question. Now, Joe's hit over 20 years. I think every Thanksgiving he posts about how many years. And Joe, if I'm misquoting, I think he said 23, maybe 24 at this point.
It was definitely in the 20s when he said it.
But he just wants to know, why did you get sober, and why do you want to stay sober?
So I think I got sober. So Michael and I collectively decided to get sober together. But I think we each have our individual reasons why. So for me, I wasn't the kind of alcoholic where I needed to get up and drink every single day just to get through my day. I guess I was like a social alcoholic. Like once I had one, I didn't stop.
Okay.
I just wasn't smart with what I was doing. Situations were just blown up, and they were a lot worse than they should have been. A lot of mean things were said to a lot of people. Bridges were burnt. Reputations were ruined. And this is just because I get mean. Like, I don't get physical. I get mean. Like, I just say very mean things, and I don't have a filter when I drink. So I kind of I go for the throat. I go for whatever's going to hurt. And it was just starting to just put a damper on everything. Like, we lost a lot of friends. We lost a lot of time. We lost a lot of, memories with a lot of different things, with family, with friends, with our kids. We weren't bad. It was just when we drank a lot, and we drank more than we should have, and we drank too often. So, like I said, the nights turned into the days where we didn't want to go to work, where we didn't want to, function, and then we needed a better quality to our life. We needed to be happier people, and we wanted to stay together, and we wanted to get healthy, and we wanted to be a better couple. So we did it for ourselves, I think, for our kids, for our friends. Just we're getting old, so we need to be smarter with the things that we do. So I think it was healthy for us. It was just a good choice for us.
No.
Didn't want to hurt anybody. Didn't want to hurt ourselves or anything. So I think we did the right thing, the smart thing, and I have no plans on really going back. I mean, maybe if I ever get married someday, maybe I'll have a glass of champagne at my wedding, but I don't ever want to have a hangover ever again in my life. No, thanks.
Do you find, is it nice having, and you would mention, Mike, you guys live together, you're boyfriend and girlfriend. Is it nice having, like, you're not in this on your own. You got his support, he's got your support. Do you find that that's, like, helpful?
It's been a roller coaster. So finding support in each other has been very helpful, but there have been days where we fight each other, like, because we're still figuring everything out being sober. But there are days where I pick him up because he's got bad days. There are days that he picks me up and I have bad days, but I'm sure there are days that you pick him up because he has bad days too. Like, I'm sure he reaches out to you and I reach out to my friend Christine. Like, there are certain people that I think we find confidence in and we find comfort in, that we can talk to, that we can vent to. But definitely having him there if I need it. Like, there are nights where I'll just lay in bed and I'll say, can I lay? And I'll just lay down and I'll fall asleep because I just need to reset. Or like, he knows I've had a bad day, he'll come up and just give me a hug, and I need a hug, and I'll just take a deep breath and breathe, and I'll just, like, I need that. Like, that's just something that I need. So I think with feeling different things, it's great to know that there is somebody there who I can just be like, I need a hug, just please come hug me, because I'm learning how to express things. I hold a lot of things in still because I'm not sure how some people are going to handle it, or how Michael's going to handle it, or how my mom will handle it, just like with how I feel. So it's a process. We're learning, but the support is great. Like, it's great. We have a select few who are there cheering us on, rooting us on, who reach out to us, and we appreciate all of you guys. And, you know, we do. We have support with friends and with each other. So.
Oh, no, I love to hear that. And it's you know, it's definitely a work in progress. And we, you know, there's just, like, and we've talked about it, there's just so many great people in the sober softball community, and so many people that have bounced back, you know, and you know, if you Chris Foster was very open on our show about the stuff he went through.
He was very open about a lot of stuff on the way down in Florida about his past. So he will tell you, like, he is. He's very open. And I was honestly gonna say, I was hoping you would say it was him, or it was.
Yeah, we had a whole episode
because I can't. He's from where he was, and I will say it, from the rock bottom, literally rock bottom. Tacky, Britni, but
Yeah.
He went from rock bottom to where he is now, and he's doing so well. Like, he's very successful. It's possible. It's freaking possible. But people just, I don't know if it gets too tough when you get to the top of the hill for some people, where they just feel like they can't get over it and come back down. But just keep trucking. It's gotta. It's. You can do it. You can do it. I think
one thing he also says, one day at a time.
Yeah.
You know. But shout out to Foster, because, yeah, his story is really incredible, and what he's doing now with all you guys is just, can't say enough good things about him. I do want to get into your top fives. One of my favorite segments on the show.
Goodness gracious. Okay, we'll try here. I can't promise these are going to be fun, but.
No, we'll find out. First of all, do you have a top 5 favorite TV shows?
I do. So in no really particular order, because I love The Good Place. Please tell me you've watched The Good Place. Dan.
Where do I find this?
I believe it's either like Netflix or Hulu, but I think it was on ABC originally or something.
Okay.
But it's just watch it. It's the greatest show ever. It's so much to explain. It's so funny. It's great. I love it. I'll go with The Handmaid's Tale.
All right. Another one I'm not familiar with.
What?
I feel like I'm missing out on stuff. Now, where do we find this?
That's on Hulu.
Okay. See, I never watched Hulu. That might be how I'm missing all this stuff.
Hulu's great, man. Hulu is great. Handmaids is good. I think they just came out with sorry guys, I'm brain farting, 4th or 5th season maybe. I think one of the two. It's been a while since it came out, so I caught up with it again, and I forget what it is, but I think it's the 4th season, maybe the 5th season coming out in like 7 years. I don't even know when it's coming out again, but it's coming out. Then Manifest. Do you watch Manifest?
Are these your current or all time? These are current?
And like,
yeah, okay.
Like, I wasn't.
Break down Manifest. Now, how am I not? I feel like I've missed so much television because I'm a guy that just rewatches a lot of stuff, and then I could talk to you about The Sopranos all day, but what is Manifest? Where do we find this?
That's Netflix or Hulu. I think
if it's
Hulu.
Netflix, I definitely have that.
I think
I have Bobby's. Let's not spread that.
I think it's Hulu. I'm gonna lie. I think it's Hulu. It's kind of long and drawn out. They just came out with their new season, but essentially this plane gets stuck in this weird. I don't want to say a vortex. It's not like a vortex, but it goes into like the Bermuda Triangle kind of thing, and these people are gone for like 8 years, but then they come back. and they try to figure out why and getting to the root of it and figuring out like what the heck is happening.
Sounds like Lost.
It's not Lost because
Okay.
it's not really. It's not the Bermuda Triangle. It's something kind. I can't say it, but they go.
Yeah,
it
we're avoiding
happens.
spoilers here, but man, I would like. Yeah, I'm down to check out
Worth a
some new
shot.
shows.
It's pretty good. And it's again another thing that's current is I love you, not you, Dan, but the show
okay.
You. I do love you. You're my friend, but the series You. It is more kind of current stuff because
That's what you're into.
I could really go back in the day and like literally go like Dawson's Creek and all that stuff because I love Dawson's Creek. So okay,
Dawson.
I'll put Dawson's Creek and Seventh Heaven on my list.
Okay, the
Because,
WB, that's what they were on.
oh, remember that? The WB, those were great. So I guess I'll put that one as my top. I have a whole bunch, but I'll keep that as my top.
I will, back in, I don't know, 99, maybe 2000, my brother Tim was an extra on Dawson's Creek.
Stop it!
I'm not saying like he had to say, like he was one of the people.
But
like,
does it matter, man?
Like, so he was in North Carolina or wherever they were filming, and he had to just stand there with a group of people and you get to be on Dawson's Creek. Yeah.
Did he get to meet like Katie Holmes and stuff?
I don't think they let him do anything. I think they said, yeah, we're going to film this. The actors
Yeah,
are not
okay,
even here.
whatever.
Now get out.
So I like,
you know.
I kind of met someone who's kind of like semi cool and famous.
Yeah.
I love that show. That was, I remember you had to wait for it to air. You had to like every week and you were like on the edge of your seat. You're like, oh my God, it's coming out. I have to watch it. And like, I don't think we could record the WB yet unless you
no,
wanted to
not
put
that.
your tape in the VCR and record it from your TV.
VCR would have been the only way, which he's brought up a really interesting thing. How TV, now I know there's still shows like this. Because obviously, I gave up on The Walking Dead, okay?
Oh God, don't even get me started. After the second season, I was done.
These new streaming things have made it like binge watch just like that. Someone told me to watch Ozark. I flew through that like no problem. Or new season of Cobra Kai.
Oh man, it's awful.
You know,
It's awful. I don't.
definitely a different time.
Was it The Handmaid's Tale? Maybe it was The Handmaid's Tale. Something. It was either The Handmaid's Tale or something else. But my mom's like, yep, you gotta wait like 4 more years for that to come out. Oh, and then like it's with Stranger Things all the time. These how long in between are we really waiting? Like these kids go from like looking 13 to like looking 25. It's like, is this realistic? Why are you gonna do this?
No, I agree with you. Do you have a top 5 movies?
Yes, and you might kind of like these. I don't even know if you. So I don't know if you remember Milo and Otis.
Yeah, I do.
It's one of my most favorite movies ever. I don't know why, but I guess it brings me back to childhood. I don't know, something about it. And then I love Black Swan.
I've heard it. Is that a murder mystery? Am I making that
Thriller.
up? Okay.
Like a thriller kind of, I guess. I don't know if you remember the movie Mermaid with Cher. Please.
Well, the guy falls in love with a mermaid, essentially. Is it Cher? It was Cher?
Yes.
I'll have to look this up. 80s, though.
Yeah, it was an
Okay.
older, that one. And then, I mean, for recent, I love I may not be able to tell you everything that goes on in the movies, or I might not be able to tell you the exact sequence of everything, but I love all the Guardians, like of the Galaxy.
Okay.
I love them. I love every.
Chris Pratt.
I love him.
Yeah.
They just had a Christmas special. Did you watch that? It was like a 45-minute Christmas special. It was the cutest thing in the world. Like it was just perfect. The fact that they all kind of came together to do it, I loved it.
I did see the first one, but I'm not a Marvel guy.
Oh, whatever, Dan.
Yeah, I know. I get a lot of flack for that, not being a Marvel guy. Do you have one more?
Finding Nemo.
Okay.
I'll go with Finding Nemo. That was like in my high school days. I loved it. I don't know.
No, it's a great movie.
I loved it.
Those Pixar movies they did were great. I love The Incredibles too.
That was a good one. I think Michael likes The Incredibles. I think that's one of the ones he likes.
When I used to for field day, when I used to work at the school, when I actually, wasn't a bum and I actually lifted weights, I'd show up with a Mr. Incredible shirt for every field day. That was like my thing.
Michael likes the Goofy movie.
Oh, okay.
That's a big one. It was a big commodity in the household for a while. He'll always put it on, or it was for like I don't know. But.
Who are your favorite musical artists?
So I have. I like Morgan Wallen and Thomas Rhett. I'm big on country.
Okay. Me too.
My first concert was The Cure, so I love The Cure.
Really?
It
What is
was.
first
Hey,
concert?
fun fact. Look at that. I should have mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yes. I was 13 or 14, my Uncle Bryant, he took me to my first concert. So we did that one together.
That's like an iconic, like very iconic band.
Oh God,
to
it was
see.
great. But you want to know what my second concert was? Duran Duran.
Okay, another
So
iconic
I did
band.
Duran Duran as well. Then I saw 98 Degrees. But I love The Cure. I love The Cure. Put on some Pat Benatar and I will sing my heart out. I might not sound good, but I love me some Pat Benatar.
I like Pat Benatar.
And to be honest, I can't even. I don't even know who our last. Lil Wayne. Because I grew up with it, or Eminem. I don't know. I'll take back Eminem. Lil Wayne. Put me Eminem or Lil Wayne on, and I'm good. I know all of his songs.
I like a little Wheezy. You know.
I like Wheezy.
I'm mess with
Eminem. I like a couple songs, but I won't say he's my favorite. I'll go Lil Wayne.
All right, good. Well, I do want to get into my favorite segment of the show, which is blank versus blank. I'm going to give you two things. You got to pick one. You got to tell me why. We got about 5 minutes left.
Okay,
here.
let's go. Ready.
Prince or Michael Jackson?
Oh, come on. I'm going to go Michael Jackson because I'm a dancer. I danced when I was younger, so I've always kind of been intrigued with his way and the way he moves. Just moved. I don't even know. I like how he dances. It's always been a thing for me.
Definitely was the king of pop.
Yep.
For sure. Here's a random one. Pink or Foxy Brown?
Pink. Really?
I know, it's a random one to throw against each other.
Foxy Brown?
I would go
Lord,
Foxy
no.
Brown.
Really?
But, yeah.
Pink all the way, man.
Pink's pretty good,
I love
though,
Pink.
too. I did own a Pink album. What was better for pop culture, the 90s or the early 2000s?
90s. We grew up in a good time, man.
There was a lot of good stuff going on.
90s. I'm going 90s because in the 2000s things kind of got a little meh.
Started to go downhill.
Yeah, got real iffy, man.
By like 05, it was starting to go downhill.
What are you going to say about 05?
I'm just saying mid-decade of the early 2000s, I mean, there was still good stuff, but like that's where I felt like, I guess there was still good music.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, our prom was lit, man. It was great. It was awesome. We had pretty good songs. I mean, our homecoming had Yeah by Usher and Lil Jon. So Lil Jon, that was a Lil Jon era.
Actually, one of my favorite albums is Confession by Usher, and that was
okay.
04. So
I can go with that. I can get down with that.
that's like one of my all-time
So let's
favorites.
have a cutoff at like 2005. And,
All right,
okay, we can do that.
that's
All right.
fair. Would you rather have Skittles or Starburst?
Starburst. If so I have a jug of Starburst next to my bed. I actually got them for free in the marketplace. Some lady, her daughter got married, and she's like, I don't need any of this stuff, so here you go. And it was like a box of Snickers and a jug of Starburst. So give me Starburst.
All right, awesome. And would you rather have coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Yes, please.
Rather play at Udicky or Martell? Let's say Atkinson, the nicer field, even though we all call it.
Atkinson?
That's Udicky.
Oh.
The same thing, but interchangeable.
I mean, I don't know. I guess Udicky, it's my home field. I'm used to it.
Yeah. And you guys are right down the street. Like, it doesn't get any better than that.
I mean, either's fine, but I'd rather Udicky.
Would you rather watch the Patriots or Red Sox if you could only watch one of them?
Red Sox. I'm more of I like baseball better. I don't think. Last time I was at a football game, I think it was with my dance teacher. I think Belinda. Gosh, when I was a young child, I don't remember going to a football game. I've been to baseball games. I think it's just, I like baseball. I like the atmosphere better. I like being outside when it's warmer.
It's true. It's the summer. So, baseball you can have on the background, but like I think that's why so many people are into softball because everybody grew up playing baseball.
Warmer times.
I do want to get my final one, but I think I missed the question here. Brandon P. I've known Brandon for years. I can never say his last name.
Peachooch.
We call him Pikachu, or I call him the
Peachooch.
godfather of Nashville softball. But
B.
he said, how awesome is it that you got a ring before Michael Schultz? I don't know how I missed this.
It's great, I guess. No.
He put LOL, by the way.
He definitely, Michael worked very hard this year. The team that he had, they weren't there, and
he'll have his opportunity. I told him, I said, you got 6 years before you're 40. You'll be,
I happened to get lucky. Foster asked me to go down. I got lucky, but it feels great because I'm not just because I won a ring. Because I could care less about getting the ring. It's the fact that I won a title with a bunch of women who are absolute studs and they're amazing people.
And you had from what we've talked about, just an amazing experience.
I could talk about it for days. It's going to go down as something that I will never forget, man. It was
All
great.
right, toughest one in blank versus blank. We don't put your feet to the fire here. So you don't have to. Brandon P, Pikachu, or Uncle Jesse. Two very good friends.
B. I know B much. I've known him. I think I'm closer to B. Don't get me wrong. I love Uncle Jesse. I love me some Uncle Jesse. But I know B a little bit better. I'm closer to B.
Two guys that have been and I gotta say, over the last couple of years, just two guys that become like people I talk to every single day. Two of my best friends. And
Uncle Jesse, he's just a good soul. He's like deep down at the core. He's just a good person. I don't think I've ever seen him once upset. And if he does, he doesn't. He leaves it where it needs to be, and he's always just a positive person. Even when he struggles with whatever demons we all struggle with, even on a bad day at work, he comes and he's just like, I'm just the happiest man in the world, and it's Uncle Jesse, and he's great. But B, just because he's B, and I've known him a little bit longer, a little closer to him, and
fair enough. Yeah. No, but two wonderful human beings, and that's why talk to them all the time. But Britni, this has been a blast. Thanks for coming on. This has been a lot of fun. I'll do it again sometime. But everybody out there, Patriots on tonight, so go Pats. But until next time, let freedom ring.
Bye, guys.